Alright, here is our first Legacy match with Sneak and Show. We won the die roll. This hand we are going to keep. It's not perfect, but it's hard to pass up good mana, a counter spell, and a cantrip. So we are not going to mulligan. Alright, if you don't know what your opponent is on, it's good to start out with a basic so you don't get wastelanded. It might also be better to play a fetch land to get a basic because that plays around Stifle. But we have 2 fetch lands, so I think we'll be okay. I'm going to go ahead and just Island Preordain. Alright, so we've got Mountain and Force of Will. We're definitely putting the Mountain on the bottom. And I think I'm going to also put the Force on the bottom. We've got the Spell Pierce as a protection spell. Oh, and now we have Emrakul. Okay, so I'm going to cast Lotus Petal in case we need to Spell Pierce a Thoughtseize or something. I'm not sure if it's even worth sacrificing a Lotus Petal to Spell Pierce a Thoughtseize. I think it probably is, and that might come up because this guy is probably playing Jund, or he might be playing Goblins, and then we're going to have a pretty easy time. He's playing Zoo. Okay. So he has a 2/2, but we have a 15/15. Don't think there's any reason to get a basic. I'm gonna get Volcanic. And he chooses to put nothing in play. As it turns out, Wild Nacatl does not impress Emrakul. Alright, so this is not a matchup that's very common in Legacy, I don't think. But it is a very good matchup for us. He's not playing... Well, I guess we're speculating here because we only saw 2 cards. He's probably not playing blue spells or black spells, so I'm not sure how we lose this one. We're going to board in Echoing Truths, because probably the best thing he can board against us is Hate Bears. I guess we should show and tell around the possibility of Knight of the Reliquary or Caracas. I didn't do that in the first game, but now that he knows what I'm playing, he can mulligan to that. I think I'm just going to cut a couple of Spell Pierces. They probably don't counter anything. He might have Red Blasts, which they will counter. I'm tempted to bring in Through the Breaches, because these other 2 Spell Pierces are probably not very good, but we will just stick with this and see how it goes. Sometimes these decks also do weird things like board in Angel of Despair to put into play off the Show and Tell. So Show and Tell can be a little risky, but I mean, I think you still go for it. So we can't ask for much more than this. It would be nice if, like, the second force was a Ponder or something, but as long as we see a 3rd land, we should be okay. I guess it's still possible for us to cast Show and Tell, him put into play Knight of the Reliquary, and then lose to Caracas. But on a Multifor, leading with basic Mountain, he's probably not going to put up much of a fight. Lavamancer doesn't do anything. Alright. Okay, so there is our 3 mana for Show and Tell. I think I'm also going to keep this Ponder. It is another blue spell that pitches to our second force if things get really weird. And also, if somehow our Show and Tell backfires, then having a cantrip can help bail us out. Alright. Alright, so if he boarded an Angel of Despair or something similarly stupid, then this might be bad, but I don't see many ways this can go south for us. If he had a mountain or a plains, it would be a little worse because he could play Knight of the Reliquary, but I mean, he mulled to 4, so that happens. Oh, he was sandbagging Caracas, or he got very lucky. So that makes this game interesting. Fortunately, he does not have us under very much pressure. I guess it's possible that I should have put Gristlebrand into play instead. But drawing 7 against Zoo is kind of risky. It's also possible that I should have forced his card 8, but without a forest in play, that doesn't really shorten the clock much. And I take 1 off Force of Will, so... Here, I'm going to brainstorm first. I don't like brainstorming without a fetch land, but I have this Ponder, so I can use that to shuffle if I need to. And I hit pretty much exactly what I needed. Next turn, I'm going to be able to show and tell this Caracas, this Sneak Attack into play, but I actually need another red mana, because I'm going to need to activate the Sneak Attack twice to beat his Caracas. So this turn I'm going to Ponder and Shuffle. I think I'm going to put back 1 Force. I'm going to put back Force and Gristlebrand. The Imracruel will not actually kill him, so I'll have to draw another threat at some point. But, oh, okay, so this is perfect. So we drew a fetch. That lets us shuffle away the other cards, and gives us our extra red mana next turn. And it gives us the option to draw the Gristlebrand back if we think that that's a good play. Okay, so Loam Lion gives him 7 permanents, so he's going to get to keep 1. So he'll probably keep... Does this matter? I don't think this matters, because we're just going to be able to choose to draw the Gristlebrand, and he's not going to be able to kill us in 1 turn with whatever he can keep. His last card's a permanent. He will also get to put that into play off Show and Tell, which could be relevant, but hopefully not. Alright, so Show and Tell. His last card is Tarmogoyf. Does that kill us? He can keep... Okay, so if I Emrakul, he sacrifices 6 permanents, so he's going to keep Tarmogoyf. If he keeps Tarmogoyf and Lavamancer, then he can kill me if he draws a mountain and if Tarmogoyf has 4 power. The good thing is that Emrakul is going to hit my graveyard and shuffle all these cards back in, so Tarmogoyf will be a 2/3, because at most there will be creatures and lands in the graveyard. So I think we're still okay to go with Emrakul. If that was not going to work, then we could flash Gristlebrand into play on his turn to block. Sometimes that'll get you out of those sticky situations. But here, I think Annihilator 6 is going to do it. Alright, so he Caracases correctly, and we will just pay another red mana to put Emrakul back into play. Alright, so I can't think of anything he could draw here. I guess, I mean, he should still attack me because I have to, he's making me have the extra fatty, but I do have it, so. I guess there, if he had drawn a second no, a second Caracas wouldn't have mattered because we could have just done the same thing we did last turn and paid an extra red. So overall, not a very interactive match, but that's kind of a reason you play a combo deck in Legacy. Anytime you get paired against a fair deck and you're doing something unfair, that makes games significantly easier. Alright, so I guess I'll see